My old bully used to drop coins on my desk because I was poor. At our reunion, I gave one back in front of everyone. His name was Mason Carter, and in high school, Mason had one favorite joke. Whenever I walked into class with the same hoodie, Mason would reach into his pocket, pull out a coin, and flick it onto my desk. Then Mason would tell me to invest wisely. Everyone laughed, even Claire. Claire was my girlfriend back then, at least until Mason decided dating the poor kid's girlfriend would be funny too. 2 weeks before graduation, Claire dumped me. 3 days later, she showed up wearing Mason's varsity jacket. So when I got the invitation to our 10-year reunion, I almost deleted it. Then I saw the location, our old high school gym. The gym still smelled like floor wax and old cafeteria pizza, and for a second, I was 17 again, pretending I was not hungry. So I went, not to prove anything. At least, that is what I told myself. Mason arrived 30 minutes late, because apparently some people never stop needing an entrance. He walked in wearing a watch big enough to need its own seat, and Claire was on his arm like she was part of the outfit. Claire looked me up and down and said I looked exactly the same. Mason looked me up and down too. Then Mason reached into his pocket, smiled, and said he probably still had a quarter for me. A few people laughed, not many, but enough. Halfway through the night, Principal Harris stepped onto the small stage. She was older now, but she still had the same voice that could silence a room full of teenagers. She thanked everyone for coming. Then she announced the alumni fundraiser. Mason straightened immediately. He had been waiting for this. Mason walked up first and handed her an envelope like he was presenting a royal decree. He said it was $500 for the next generation. People clapped. Then Mason turned toward me. Mason said if the school needed more help, he could probably find me a quarter. For old times. That got a bigger laugh. Claire smiled into her drink. Principal Harris looked uncomfortable, but she kept going. She thanked Mason and said every donation mattered. Then Principal Harris looked down at her notes. She said there was one alumnus she needed to recognize properly. Mason stayed near the stage, still smiling like the speech was about him. It was not. Principal Harris said that this year, no senior at the school had to skip lunch because their account was empty. The room went quiet. Then she said no student missed a college application deadline because of a fee. Claire's smile faded. Then Principal Harris said 12 graduates had their first semester deposits covered before they even asked. Mason's face changed, just a little. Principal Harris said all of it came from a private student emergency fund created by one of their alumni. People started looking around. Then she said the fund was named after Mr. Alvarez, the former guidance counselor. My throat tightened. Mr. Alvarez was the only adult who noticed when I stopped eating lunch senior year. He never made a speech about it. He just started leaving prepaid lunch cards inside my locker. Principal Harris looked directly at me. Then she said I had created the fund 3 years ago. She said I had asked the school not to announce it. Then she said that after what she had just heard, some things deserved to be said out loud. For the first time all night, Mason had nothing ready. Claire slowly let go of his arm. Someone started clapping. Then another person. Then the whole room. Mason looked at me like he was seeing a math problem he could not solve. Mason started to say, "But you..." Then he stopped, because there was no sentence that could save him. I walked to the donation table. Mason's envelope was still sitting there with his name written across the front. I reached into my pocket, pulled out a quarter, and placed it beside his envelope. 10 years earlier, Mason used to throw coins at me and tell me to invest wisely. So I looked at Mason and said the same thing back, invest wisely. Then I walked away while everyone was still clapping. And for once, Mason was the one left counting change in front of the whole school.